Okay, we are about to get started. This feels like paparazzi. Wow. Okay, students, do you have your book open to page 6? Page 6. Yeah, if it's not open to page 6, please change it to page 6. All right, and students, I'm going to ask you some questions before we start. How many of you today, when you got your instrument, were really excited? Okay, now keep your hands up if this is harder than you thought it was going to be. Some of you are like, can my hand go higher? Yeah, I have had some great conversations with the students about the reality of today, and for them realizing that this is actually a little bit harder than they were originally thinking. And that's a good thing. One of the things that music teaches us is the patience and the control of our bodies, especially if we're playing an instrument with lots and lots of keys. Bassoons, can you hold up your bassoon? Now turn it around so we can see the thumb. Just the left thumb has 12 keys. So they're not playing them all yet, but that takes a lot of control to be able to know what to push down and what not to push down. Saxophones, all the saxophones. Can you hold up your saxophones? Yeah. So saxophone, it might be easy to blow right away. Most students were able to get a sound right away. But to change the fingers without pushing down any extra buttons is really, really difficult. Okay, and some students are going to have some practice to do this weekend. Some students are going to have some practice early next week to prepare for next lesson as they review their fingers. Brass, hold up your instruments. Oh yeah, sorry. If it's too heavy, don't hold it up. Yeah, nice muscles, Mr. Holbrook. Very good. Brass, how do we change the notes? Because we don't have as many keys or buttons. Yeah, Sophia? You change it with your air. And that might sound easy, but it's so important for them to know right away from the beginning how to control their air, how to make a good buzz with your lips. Percussion, where are you? Yeah, percussion, all of them, I put them through a percussion skills test earlier this week, and they all demonstrated that they already know how to play the piano so that they can transfer their knowledge to the keyboard instruments. And then today was the first time they tried the snare drum and the bass drum as well, okay? Clarinets, oboes, flutes, hold up your instruments. Yeah, again, so many keys. And the reeds that are on these instruments, not the flutes, are very difficult and very finicky. So we've been talking a lot about reed control. So all of these things go into what you're about to hear. We're going to start with a song called Up and Down because the notes go up and down. They are very clever titles in this book. So here we go. Students, are you ready for number 5? Remember your posture? Your feet are on the floor? Yep. Saxophones, make sure it's on the side so it's not touching the chair. Good. 1, 2. We're going to do that again. What is in measure 2? Rest. I think they're nervous. Are you nervous? Yeah, so let's not forget about the rest, okay? Try it again. Rest. There you go. Change your fingers. Here we go. Sitting up tall, feet on the floor. Eyes on me for the last note. There we go. Okay, number 10, students. Okay, so before we had whole notes. And whole notes are just 4 counts of continuous air to make a tone. Students, who can tell me what kind of notes do we have in number 10? How about someone? Quarter notes, awesome. And students, hold up how many fingers We had, and what did we do with these fingers? Birthday candles. When you blow out, pretend you're turning 4. Wow, you're really tall for 4. If you're turning 4 years old, or turning any age, you take one breath and you try to blow out all 4 candles. Students, let's do that together. Ready? Good. And that's the skill we need to do for playing quarter notes. Let's try number 10. What's in measure 2? Resting. Good. Number 10. Okay, the next one we're gonna play is something that this is number 13. So students, number 13. But students, can you look in the back of your book, the very, very back, and what do you see there? A CD. Do you know what a CD is? I hope you know what a CD is. That CD, and for parents, this is good for you to know as well. The CD has musical accompaniment to go along with practice. So for number 13 especially, this is an awesome background track. When you get home today or tomorrow, try putting the CD on number 13 and playing along with it. I think you're really gonna like the background music. The tracks always go twice. The first time with an example. The second time is just the background and the student plays. This is a great opportunity for you to keep the rhythm and keep the beat when you don't have your bandmates with you. It's also really fun to get together with maybe a couple friends and try practicing as well. So students, now you know the back of your book has a CD. The bad news is when you take the CD out, it's really hard for it to stay in without it falling out. So if you could take the CD out and just leave it at home, that way they won't go flying all around the music room when you open your book for music class time. Okay? Turn back to page 7, and here is number 13 called 3-Note Samba. And watch their fingers closely. You're gonna see their fingers are moving every note towards the end, and that's quite difficult. So far, we've only had 3 notes, and it's always really interesting, what do publishing companies in the book come up with for only 3 notes? How many songs can you possibly have with only 3 different notes? And every book is a little bit different. Now we have 2 more notes, and we're gonna play for you an old-time classic, Hot Cross Buns. Students, we're gonna sing it first. Do you remember the words to the song? And I'm not talking about hot cross buns, I'm talking about the numbers. This is your starting pitch, starting with 3. Sing and finger. 1, 2, sing and finger. 3, 2, 1. Change your fingers. Change again. Playing position. Same 3 notes, different order. We get A clair de la lune, number 18. Now is our final song. This is the shortest concert you're ever going to come to at Soul Foreign School. This is also, as I mentioned earlier, the only time that you are actually invited on the stage, unless you have a younger child and you'll do this same thing again in a coming year. We're going to finish with a song called Donkey Round, and this now involves all 5 notes. So we're going to sing it once, so students start thinking about your numbers. I'll give you a hint. It starts on 1. Okay, so students, while I'm talking right now, you can kind of ignore me and just think about your numbers. Okay, think about your numbers. And parents, thank you again for not only being here, but showing your support through what you have done for your children. And I could go on and on and on about the great things that music does for the brain, for the social aspect of growing up. But what I'm seeing from each and every student today, I really, really cannot wait for the coming year. We are recording this, and we're going to listen to it at the end of the year and to hear the progress that you make. Because what you're playing right now is about the equivalent of 2 months of music class. And that's why we have this day. Because when I see them in music class, it's only for 20 minutes at a time. And poor clarinets, it takes 20 minutes for your instrument to be put together. So like the entire music class would just be putting it together and oh, time's up. So today is so important so that we can make this progress, so that we can get a good jump start on the year. And again, so now this is like the equivalent of what November might be if we only had music classes. So we're making a huge amount of progress today. And if the students keep on working with as much excitement and enthusiasm as they've shown me today, I really can't wait to hear them at the Christmas concert. So with that being said, we are going to play Donkey Round. And then we're going to do it twice. We're going to sing it, and then we're going to play it, and then we'll give them a big round of applause. Singing first. 1 is your starting note. Singing, and do the fingers also. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Think ahead. What's coming? 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5. Good. 4, 3, 4, 5, 3. That one's hard. Good work. 5, 1. 0 fingers, brass. Just use your air, brass. 5, 1. students. So that's our concert.